Welcome to Buying Local, everyone. I'm Mike Nelson from Five Towers Media. Joined today by a repeat offender over here on the Buying Local podcast, Jay Ingleston. Jay, what's up?
Not much, man. What's this, my fourth?
I don't know. I was thinking about it.
I think it's my fourth.
I should have counted.
Yeah, because the first one was at the Saratoga Today office.
Oh, that's right.
And then I've done two here already.
Yeah.
And then,
Yes, this is number 4.
Number 4.
Well, welcome back. Number 4.
Number 4. It's
Quattro.
a good even number.
We like it. We'll look forward to number 5. So, Jay, obviously you've got a new book out, which we're going to talk about. And I'm very excited about your book, or the fact that I get to talk to local authors, because I've actually recently gone through the publishing process twice recently, helping out clients.
Right.
What a process.
Yeah.
Like, are you doing all your stuff through KDP?
I'm doing all my stuff through KDP, yeah.
Which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing, everyone, just in case you didn't know. Here, let me move your camera. Oh.
There we go.
There we go. That's a little better. I needed Jamie.
Young Jamie.
I know.
Help.
How amazing must that be, right?
I know.
I also need Rogan's money, though, to have a Jamie, I guess.
That would be really nice.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I think you could get rid of the Zoom and probably upgrade.
Yeah, I don't know. They must have like a crazy setup with like a mixing board.
I can't even imagine. I think they got a whole another room.
Something, right? Like I was wondering. I never watch his show. I always listen to it.
Same
So I have no idea what the setup looks like, and but when I'm listening to it, they'll be talking about I'm looking up. I don't know if he's got a laptop in front of him or if he's got a screen.
He's got a screen to his left, and then Jamie's running everything. I'm guessing from a control room now.
A control room, yeah.
And then within seconds, he's already got something up.
Oh yeah, he's like the master Googler, and
people are amazing. That just came out of my mouth. How did you get it up? So quick?
How'd you get it so fast?
I'm queued.
Someday, podcast goals.
Yeah,
to have a Jamie. All right, so what the hell were we talking about?
You were helping local authors.
Oh yeah. KDP.
KDP.
Kindle Direct Publishing.
Yes.
What a process that is.
Yes, and I'm pretty proficient in it now.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
Did you have to recently? So they have some shenanigans, because we uploaded a book, published a book for a client, and then all of a sudden they came back and they're like, "Oh, you have to verify," and they pulled the book down, and we had to go. Oh yeah, and it was wild because the client's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's not us, man." And he had to go through this report, which by the way is terrible.
Oh yeah,
because it's not like you actually get to talk to anybody. You actually you email. You basically you put the ticket in, and then they only respond by email, and
then you wait.
Yeah,
that's a whole story we can get into about this book.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it, because it was so frustrating, and it took 3 or 4 days, and finally they're like, "Oh, you're right." And meanwhile, we're looking online, and everybody was having this problem. It wasn't just him; it was a very common thing where they're just flagging books for no reason. And
what happened with me was I didn't have any hiccups with the regular Kindle or the paperback.
Mm-hmm.
The hardcover was supposed to come out the week after.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcover's still not out yet. What happened was I kept submitting, because the hardcover has to be different dimensions and all that stuff. Submitting. No, it's not right. It's not right. It's right. I'm like, but it's right. Which I had the same problem. Why I didn't release a lot of hardcovers for the other books is because the process was such a pain in the ass. I just said, screw it. So I'm like, I know it's right. It's 100% by their specs, all that stuff. I put an email in. What was that? 2 weeks ago? I haven't heard back yet. But that's the normal. One day you'll look and, oh look, there it is. But they're notorious for having little hiccups, and then it's like they don't know that they're having any of these hiccups, and then they try to try to fix it, but they don't know what they're fixing. It's weird, very weird. And then to not have a phone number to call is really
frustrating.
Yeah.
And if you guys are actually watching this podcast on YouTube or Rumble, I apologize. Apparently, I forgot to hit record on my camera. So you're just staring at Jay's face for the first 5 minutes of the podcast. This is why I needed Jamie.
Yeah.
Someone to make sure the cameras are recording.
Michael's getting makeup.
I did hit record on the audio, thank God. Can I tell you, one of the first for Blue Collar, actually. I have my Blue Collar shirt. For our first Blue Collar podcast that we did, God, I think it was 3 years ago now. I forgot to hit record on one of the mics. We were using 2 cameras, 2 mics. Like we had no idea what we were doing, just fumbling through it. Right. I think the title of it actually was "First One's the Worst One."
Oh yeah.
And it was terrible. And but we get done the whole thing, and I'm talking to Derek, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Bro, we got to re-record it." I totally forgot to hit record on my mic. And so we did, and the second time through was not even nearly as good as the first because we were trying to remember what we said in the first one, and so yeah,
the old rehash.
Technical difficulties are a thing apparently in podcasts.
Yeah.
And you're getting married next week?
Next weekend, next Saturday, 4:00.
That's exciting.
Yeah, waterfront park in Saratoga Lake.
Yeah,
And then right afterwards, over at Doc Brown's.
that's fun.
Yeah.
How long you guys been together?
We'll be together 3 years in October.
3 years, yeah.
Yep. You know, waited till I was almost 50 to
Well,
jump in the water.
I mean, listen, man, happens sooner or later, hopefully.
Yeah, right.
That's congratulations. It's
Thank you.
amazing.
Appreciate it.
I'm a fan of marriage
Yeah.
and all
I'm
the
looking forward to it.
yeah. It's fun. It's nice to know that you're coupled up, officially, permanently.
I
As
like
they
the
say.
whole partner thing. Where
Yeah.
like one driven place together, and you ain't got to worry about like.
Yeah, you're working on stuff together as a team.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, we like the old where we're going to be going in the future type stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully moving out of the area in a couple of
Oh,
years.
yeah?
Yeah. Down
Getting
to,
out of New York?
into the Carolinas.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Which I can't wait.
North, south?
Looking at south, but I think we're going to take some time next year because we're going to do our honeymoon this year, but we're going to wait till next year. And then I think we're going to do a little bit of searching. And
Nice.
Sage graduates and her son graduate in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So we'll figure things out in the next 2 years.
I got to tell you, I've been to both North and South Carolina. I don't want to say extensively, but multiple times over the years. And most recently, 3 years ago, went to South Carolina. The year before that, we went to North Carolina. Spent a week or 10 days there in each one of them. And we went to Charleston, South Carolina, the second trip, the last trip.
Yeah.
I loved it, man.
That's my a couple of people on that. I think that's where my cousin went.
Yeah.
And
My cousin lives down
The
there. Yeah.
hospitality is just
It was amazing. We got a house on Folly Beach, and it was cool, man. It was really cool. Everybody's driving around in golf carts.
that's the best.
Yeah, you need a golf cart.
Well, 2 years ago, we did like the Virginia trip, drove to Virginia, went to like the Jamestown settlement and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We went to Virginia Beach, and then we drove to Atlantic City, and then we came home. But just the Southern hospitality aspect of things that you don't realize because we're from.
It's a different way of life, man.
We got the New Yorkers, of course, living so close to Lake George. I get a lot of the Canadian overflow during the summer.
Yeah.
And, it's
Wait,
just-
where are you? Are you? Not, I know you're from Whitehall,
I'm
but
from Whitehall. I live in Queensbury.
you live in Queensbury. Okay. I don't know why I meant to ask you that. I don't know why I was going to ask you that though. There was a reason. And let me just apologize about the flies too, man. You could see all the apples on the island. Our apple tree.
Yeah, I see that in your video the other day.
Yeah, we've had a really good year for apples.
That's good.
And so we've been making applesauce and jarring it or canning it really with pressure canner. And
beat that.
but now we've got all these flies in the house. It's like I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna get one of those ugly sticky strips.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, they have them new things that you can buy that look like almost a cup, and they zap them. And
Oh yeah.
yeah. Walmart's got some.
I don't know. We've got some homemade remedy thing we do with like dish soap and
That's what
apple
I do.
cider vinegar.
That's
and
what I do with the fruit
the fruit flies. Yeah. I think it works for regular flies too.
Yeah, I cut a water bottle in half and then turn the spout upside down inside of it, and then they fly in.
And they fly and get stuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, flies.
Sorry.
Sorry for people out there. The poor flies.
The people for ethical treatment of flies.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sure they're out there. So let's talk about the book. So you mentioned your daughter.
Yes.
And from the sounds of things, like the book's kind of about your daughter, maybe about your grandchild a little bit too.
Yeah, there's basically most of the 100 instances of only so many times has been through her. Sometimes it's just like all of us in a whole that are girl dads and stuff that we go, even boy dad, you know what I mean? Like these little moments that we think we're going to have so many and we only have, like the biggest one. And like when I first started writing, and I never told anybody I was writing this book. I had it like almost complete 2 months behind nobody knowing, like hiding. Well, here comes somebody.
Close it up.
Shut the thing. What are you doing? Nothing. It's just going back and like thinking of like only so many like dance recitals, only so many, even like there's little muddy shoes in the hallway, or winter days where they don't have school and you just sit and watch TV and eat popcorn or ice cream for breakfast, that type of stuff. So as I like, it started snowballing. I just started like, well, what if I added this to it? And then I think of other people I know, like when I was growing up, like my mother, like different stories. My grandmother was basically the raiser of my mom and her siblings. But when my grandfather was there, it was like that was the important time that they got with him because he worked on the tugboat. So, he's gone 2 weeks at a time. So when time was important, they had that time. So
what tugboats? Tugboats on the canal?
on the canal.
Oh, no kidding.
50 something years.
Bringing stuff up and down the canalways?
Yeah, and they actually went on strike. I think it was like 92, and that's when he retired. But he had grown up on them. He's working on them from 14 years old on.
Wow.
He died at 92 years old. It's 8 years ago now. But the stories.
I bet.
The stories. It's actually, I can segue into that. I have another fiction book coming out at the end of, probably I'm going to release it on Halloween. But in between there, I came up with this. My grandfather's name was Paul, but he didn't want to be called Gramp. So when we would go out to restaurants, it would be, hey, call me Uncle Paul. Call me Paul. So my majority of my life was Uncle Paul, or called him Paulie until he passed away. So I came up with this concept of he's a sea otter, and he's telling all these stories, and I'm illustrating them as it goes. I haven't announced that yet, but
we did know. You heard it here first.
That'll be out before the end of the year. But getting like all the ones I can remember, but then I want to like interview like my cousins, the ones I might not remember, or like my mother can tell me, or my uncle, that type of stuff. But yeah, I'll tell you one story, and then we'll go back to this book.
Yeah.
My grandfather didn't like sitting still, and I believe he was like 88, 89, and he couldn't drive. He had screwed up his back, so he had one of them hover-rounds. Now they live out in the outskirts of Whitehall,
like Dresden, or
no, like out in the country toward like between Fairhaven and actually between Hampton and Whitehall.
Okay,
Stalker Road, and it's pretty ways. And there's this hill called Burnt Hill, and it's a good grade up, and my uncle was basically taking care of him, and he snuck out one day. He takes the hover round down Burnt Hill, which is a feat in itself of how he didn't get killed. Gets a phone call. Hey, your father's in town. He's at his sister Sally's. Now, she lived to be, I think, 80-something years old, too. He visited her, didn't tell anybody. Well, my uncle didn't know he left. So we're all getting phone calls around. Yeah, your grandfather drove his hover round down Burnt Hill. I'm like, how he didn't die? Because like going around, they call it around the mountain, and people speed around there, and it just. But that's the way he was. He didn't want to sit still. He drove until I think he was 88, 89, and still partied with his buddies. He used to go up to Walmart and Thai and buy stupid shit just
to have something to do.
One more story.
Yeah.
He.
Did he take the hover round over to Walmart and Thai?
This is when he could drive. Him and his buddy, Henry Gurney. They're both passed away now. But Henry's this big, tall dude. My grandfather's this little short guy. So I can imagine them walking through Walmart up there in their late 80s. He buys the magic bullet. Comes home. I'm there. I don't know why. I can't remember I was there. We used to visit every Sunday. The magic bullet blender thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sitting, he's got this little table like in the dining room, and there's the kitchen. Well, he's like, hey, Jay, calls me Big J. Hey, Big J, look, I got a magic, oh, yeah. And he's blending something, and I don't know if he blended milk with slices of ham or water with slices of ham, but he made himself a ham smoothie and drank it.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah. So I was just like, Yeah. Okay. He just bought stuff
They made him different back then, man.
Just to entertain
smoothie.
himself.
Oh man,
Did you made a ham smoothie? He's
that
like,
sounds
why
so
not?
gross.
Yeah.
A ham smoothie.
Yeah, that was my grandfather in a nutshell. But there's many. When that book comes out, it's pretty funny. Some of the stupid shit that he's done. Some of the amazing things he's done.
Why'd you pick an otter?
Because the boat, he had a yacht when I was younger. Actually, they had it up. Probably it was his brother Gene's, which he's still alive and he's 94.
Oh wow.
And he still golfs in Florida and all that stuff. He had a yacht called the Sea Otter. And then we put two and two together. And then my grandfather had an old charter at Lake Champlain called the Wally One. So there's some stories with that boat in itself that you wouldn't believe, but they're 100% accurate and true and crazy. But yeah, like we'll throw him in as a Sea Otter so it wasn't like too vanilla. I just wanted to spice it up a little bit. And he's wearing his veterans. He was a World War II veteran, so he had his veterans hat on in most of these adventures. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But,
what a wild thing to grow up on a tugboat on the canals and then work your whole entire life on them.
he was an engineer.
Like, maybe I have this romanticized vision of what that would entail in my mind, but it sounds so cool. Like, what a way of life it must have been. I'm sure it wasn't easy, and and it's not all puppies and kittens like anything, but just the idea of it though just sounds really cool to me.
Yeah, I remember going on. We would like jump in Whitehall. We jump in like Comstock, then ride it up. I think when I was younger, I went a little bit farther, but being so loud in them. I'm like, how do you sleep? And then you got your little galley and kitchen.
Yeah.
But he was an engineer. He worked on and fixed them for 50 plus years.
Wild that they used to do so much shipping up and down there. They don't do any shipping up and down there
anymore.
Now it's just recreational craft.
Yep. He worked for the Kehoe brothers, or forgot his first name. Anyway, Martin Kehoe.
Kehoe.
Yep, he worked for Martin Kehoe Company, and then I think he went a little while with somebody else. I'm not positive, but yeah, there's a whole book I can just do with adventures, and then there's his backstory and
the history of it all. Yeah,
is amazing. Ran away, ended up I think with a relative for a while, ended up on the canal, and I remember him telling me a story that he hadn't seen his father in a long time, and they had intersected on Lake Champlain, waved to each other, and that was the last time he seen him.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
It sounds interesting. Yeah. Isn't it wild to think about? Like I experience this with my uncles currently, where they're talking about stories from their childhood or about my grandfather, their father or my great grandfather, and telling all these old stories. And they're just like, all of them, I'm like, wow, that could be like a movie, man. Yeah. But I'm wondering, like, is it just because I think it is cool, or would it really be it seems like it would be a really interesting, and I just feel that everyone kind of has that, right? Like you start going back 2 generations and, just what a different way of life and how interesting and fascinating and hard.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. He's in 2 books. I think one of them's called Low Bridges and High Tide or something like that. Okay. And then there's another one, but yeah, he was a big reader. Like, his room was filled with books, and he was doing supplementation, like amino acids. Yeah. In the
before
early,
it was cool.
Early 90s. He would buy when they had Vitamin World and they had the Body Fortress ones, he would buy them in bulk. Hey, Big J, try these. They're good for you.
Maybe that's why I lived to 92.
Yep. Yeah. And most except from one brother, they lived to be really, really like in their late 80s. And then of course, Gene is the one only left. There were 7 kids. 1 girl, and then the rest were brothers, and they all fought in World War II, except one, Marshall, or World War II. Marshall was the youngest. He came after, but Gene was the second oldest, third oldest. He's still alive. He lives in Florida. So has his pilot license.
7 kids.
7 kids.
You don't hear that much anymore either.
No, and they all lived together. They had lived in hand-me-down clothes. All went to a 1-room schoolhouse. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he ran away at, I think before 14 actually, but
it's wild, man.
Yep.
The 7 it was so common for people to have, and I know everybody I know, birth control and all the other things that we have now, but like it's just so wild to think about, and like you read, I mean, I read stuff all the time about the population's collapsing in countries around the world, and we're on the wrong end of all that stuff. And it's like just a generation ago, all it took was a generation, maybe two.
Yep.
And for people to stop having kids like they used to. I'd have 100 kids if I could afford it. I had the time. You know, it's wild, man.
Yeah, you can't. We can't go out to eat tonight. Why? Because I can't afford it.
Because there's 7 of you.
There's $900 bill. You guys are going to share mac and cheese.
I'll tell you. I mean, we don't ever go out to eat, and not because there isn't great restaurants, because there's a ton of them. But we just never do it.
Yeah.
And but when we do, the rare occasion we do, it is freaking expensive, man.
Yep.
Like just for 2 of us to go out to eat. I mean, it's $100 easy.
Yeah, we went to Florida this past year. Not this year, but last year. I think I spent like a little over $2,000 just in food.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody affords it.
No, especially this day and age.
Things just keep getting more expensive, it seems.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep reading other stuff that says the economy's booming. So
I don't know that I paid $3 for gas today.
I mean, apparently that's the cheapest it's been in years. I'm still unhappy about the $3 gas. I know that it's cheaper than it was, but I'm like, where's that $2 stuff?
So when we were kids, it was 96 cents.
Oh, I remember that too.
When I first got my license.
That's because we're old.
Back in the early 90s, not the mid 90s.
Not the mid 90s. Started approaching the dollar and change. I would take that. Ooh, man.
Yeah. $3 and I could drive around town for 3 hours afterwards.
Yeah. And then park the car for a week.
Yep. We had a big V8 engine too, so it didn't last very long.
So I know we want to get back to the book, but I wanted to ask you, I was thinking about this earlier, and we probably talked about it on one of the other podcasts, but how did you get into writing? This is your 3rd book, right? 5th book?
It's my 5th one.
Oh, jeez. I guess I didn't do
5
my homework
books,
very well.
and I have 2 journals.
Okay. So what started it all?
Started writing in the early 90s.
Just
love letters and love poems, and just exponentially. I still have, I was just talking about this the other day. I still have my notebooks from like economics class or English class with me jotting down. Back then it was because I was heavy into Megadeth. So I would like listen to their lyrics and then I'm like, I could write that song, but different. And I would do that. And then it started to evolve into like totally wash all my feelings on that stuff. Like I didn't realize like back then when my parents split up when I was 14. I lost one of my close cousins in 1990. I was just turned 13. And back then you don't really know how you cope with grief or you cope with anything. I didn't, at least, until now looking back and going, well, I wrote that. I needed to get that stuff out. And the direct correlation of, yeah, I really did. Like when my parents split up, I knew it was coming before it happened. So I like kind of braced myself. But I would always tell anybody, yeah, it was no big deal, blah, blah, blah. But then I read some of the stuff and go, well, maybe it was. But subconsciously, I was letting it out. But consciously, I really didn't know what I was doing.
So it's just kind of like a catharsis.
Yeah, very. And just in the last couple months, realizing that type of stuff. Of course, when you get older and you look back and you go, whoa, yeah. I kind of covered that up with that and fixed that with this. And it's a cool thing to look back and then understand where your mindset was.
Yeah.
Because, again, when you're a kid, you don't really, 13, 14, 15 years old, I'm cool. I don't, my parents split up big deal. Yeah. But then you read stuff from like, it was 11th grade, so I was at 16, 17.
Like, do you realize that maybe it was hitting you harder than you realized at the time?
And I didn't, because like now we understand emotions and how to control them or how to deal with them and what they are. But back then we really think we do, but we really don't. Like, why was I so angry? Like, why were my friends so nervous to be around me when I would drink in my early 20s because they were worried I was going to kill somebody or something like that? And then you go, oh, that's because I had that was some little bit of anger issues. And yeah, now I understand. Like that's the stuff I like looking back on and then seeing where it's evolved. And like,
see, that sounds like the stuff that I'm laying in bed and I'm trying to fall asleep and I'm thinking about all these bad decisions I made in my 20s. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just shaking my head in embarrassment at myself.
Yeah. Oh, there's
some of those moments too.
So many moments where like, Like I remember my friends. I'll dive into this quick. Everybody would like do mushrooms and stuff like that, and they would never let me touch any of that, and I've never have. And now I know why, because they were afraid that I was going to have some crazy trip and go ballistic,
Go out of control, yeah,
and out of control. And now looking back and reading some of my stuff and like knowing where I was in certain spots, and then thinking that I had it all, like I'm good, but I wasn't good.
Yeah.
And I think we evolved to the point where, like you said, you lay in bed and go, shit, wow. I wonder how I made people feel back then. Like I said this or I did that, and where would I have gone? And like, I mean, we've touched on this before, me going up to Flubberbusters and getting fights just to
I don't know if we had that conversation online or offline, but I was thinking, I was like, yeah, you've told me some stories.
I look back and go, wow.
Flubberbusters.
I'd definitely be in jail by now, but it'd be cool if they had camera phones back then. Shoot.
Could you imagine thinking about like those adventures that you had at Flubberbusters back in the day? Imagine doing that stuff now. Like you would most certainly be in prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
You can't do that stuff anymore. It's just wild how the world has changed.
Yep.
In so many ways.
You can't just walk into a bar now and not look for a fight, but wait for one. That's what I would do. And like almost every weekend, like on a good night, it was some interesting shit. That's for sure. But
yeah. I was actually just thinking yesterday about, back in the day, back in my 20s, and like, we would either go to, Denny's over on Quaker Road after the bars would close, or we would go to Steve's place.
Yep.
And wild that fights would happen at both of those places at 3:00 in the morning, right?
We would go over to Denny's in Rutland.
Oh,
afterwards, and then them poor people. I know there was no fights, but I can imagine the stories.
It was a show for sure.
For sure, like people passed out next to you in the booth, or throwing food at each other. Yeah. I can't imagine them poor waitresses. And I'm sure they weren't tipped.
Apologize to all of you right now. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Clara.
Still remember your name. So sorry. So sorry. It's so funny. So you just kind of started writing, like not on purpose, like I'm going to write a book, but it just kind of was something that helped you at the time, getting those things out. And then, so what was the catalyst to you writing your first book and actually putting it out there?
The catalyst was I had so much material from, like I still have stuff I printed off in 98, 96, 99, 2000. And I started looking through stuff. I started writing more stuff for the first book. But I'd always wanted, like I have Publisher's Market, the thick book you would buy at Barnes & Noble. I still have a couple of those because I was like, I'm going to get published. This is like 2002, 2003. And I just never really did anything with it. And then it was late 2020, the whole COVID shit. And I just started going through it and adding to it. And I'm like, I think I'm going to publish. And then I got online and started reading about KDP and how to do this. Because I had sent like some stuff into like publishing companies before that, but you never hear anything back, ever. And I looked into literary agents and they were too expensive, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, KDP sounds like the best route to do this without any overhead, I don't have to pay some guy, I think we talked about it before, looking into, getting published at like, gotta have 5,000 up front or like that type of stuff. So I just did that and slowly learned how to do it myself and create the cover and, put this here and put that there. And then, send it in. If it kicks back, then I'll change this. And now it's like second nature. I can blow through it and have it done, whatever. But
we're complaining about the shenanigans with KDP, but it is surprisingly simple compared to what the publishing process was even 10 or 15 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. Yeah. And the fact that anyone, to your point, right, anyone can publish a book and you just, you don't have any cost. Yeah. Like, well, aside from your IBSN, ISBN, IBSN, I always mix up those. ISBN, yeah. Which I still haven't figured out the point to the ISBN because
I think that's where they can just track it.
Just get
just know
just more tracking. But it's so simple, and anyone can, it removes that barrier that used to be in place for getting something published.
And I like how I can I sell the majority of the books either through the Kindle thing, or when I buy them myself and then I sell them to like friends or whatever and stuff. This one and the first one. Second one, like I say, is always, that was my favorite. This one, I can't read. Full disclosure, I cannot read this book without crying. I couldn't write this book without crying. And Jen has picked on me a couple of times. She actually, hey, Jen, you filmed me trying to read the book and I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
I just kept, because it's
so no audible version yet then. Huh?
No, it's funny because I'm working on the whole audible thing, but I'm going to have somebody else do it because I don't think I can keep the quietness around to be able to record it.
Yeah.
Especially if I have neighbors and all that stuff. So,
or motorcycles going by like we had a little bit ago.
Yeah. Yep. And I have, Skimhorner show up and mow the lawn and it's god awful loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I looked into AI I think it's like $100 you can pay them and they'll do it for you and have it done in like 5 minutes. I'm like, how's that even possible? But
I don't know. All that stuff's pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I full disclosure, I used AI to edit this book.
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
Because I'm the horrible speller as an author. Horrible. Fix my spelling mistakes. Horrible at, grammar.
Yeah.
Totally let you know.
Grammar's hard anyway.
Yeah. Punctuation, even worse. That's why my first book has no punctuation.
That's
if you
funny.
read it. But I did it that way because I wanted it to be different. And I had talked to like a couple other people that had written books, and I'm like, what do you think if I don't like put quotations? Is that like, he's like, no, that's your book. Do whatever you want with it. You can write it sideways if you want. It makes sense to you. It's eventually going to reach at least somebody that's going to be like, oh, that was pretty cool. But if you read the first book, there's really no punctuation.
Grammar police out there, yeah. I tell you, every single blog, every article, every single thing I've ever written, I always have people picking apart my because I write the way that I think, right? So it just comes out in paper like exactly how it is in my head. I throw way too many commas in there. I throw a semicolon somewhere where it doesn't need to be. I love parentheses.
Same here.
Like if it's like a side thought or something that's like an interior thought to the sentence I just wrote, like, I'm just going to put that in parentheses, man.
Well, I had to like relax on the exclamation when I would message people or text them. Like, why do I need it? Why'd you need wow, I'm having a brain fart. An exclamation on the end of that sentence. I'm like, I don't know.
You want to keep it upbeat? I do the same thing.
Are you yelling at me?
Whatever.
Why we didn't need parentheses to say you're going to the store, be right back.
Well, because, here's the deal. With text messaging, if you just end it with a period, it's kind of flat. And it could be taken in a negative connotation, right? Or a negative tone. So I throw exclamations on there. And if I really mean it, then there's two.
Same here.
I don't make the rules, guys. That's just how it is, man. Whatever. But AI on the proofing, why wouldn't you?
Right.
The only thing I don't like about AI proofing is I've noticed like with articles and things, because we use AI to proof our articles, and it'll sometimes delete things that I want in the article. Right. And we'll change it in some fashions. And I'm reading through, I'm like, where the hell did that thing go?
Why'd you do that to me?
Yeah. Why? And then I'm like, so now I have to prompt, do not delete anything. Yeah. Keep all content, proof for grammar, spelling, punctuation. Yeah, pretty much. And then I put, I didn't even know. And then I didn't know it was doing it. And I put in like a 800-word article. And I was like, proof this. And then it shoots out a 400-word article at me. And I'm like, I know that I'm a little wordy sometimes, but a 50% reduction,
man. You did not need that in there.
That is some heavy editing there.
Yeah.
All right, here, let me see the book so I can hold it up to the camera so you guys can see it, because I love the cover.
That's actually me, and that's Sage when she was probably a good 7 years old. And that bear that she's holding in her hand, she got when she was first born. She still has that bear today. I had made it a little bit bigger because it's a little bit smaller in real life. But.
Yeah. So that's a real picture that you then used. Did you use AI to help generate the image?
I did.
AI's everywhere.
That's a picture. I went through 7 different incarnations of the
Yes. I think it's a great cover.
I have this actual picture of us walking towards the camera too, but the original cover was I had like I piggyback riding, and we're both looking at it, and I wanted something to like, we're walking this together.
Yeah. I think this is great too, though, because I mean, to me, it's kind of indicative of like you're talking about the past, right? So it's what's behind you guys.
Yep.
As the the picture of you and your daughter are walking away from it. I think it's
Right.
I think it's really telling. I think it's great.
Yep. And with the clock, I ripped the clock off the Back to the Future. That was my
Nice.
That's my little Easter egg for Back to the Future in there.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then it's got the thick ham hock on my neck.
It happens as we get older. So the name of the book, Only So Many Times, The Dad Clock.
Right.
So tell us about the book without crying.
I'm getting
All right.
No, it's these moments that we think are unlimited. I mean, you can attest to it, where you just think that, even going to the movies, how many times you really go to the movies or sit and watch, or, they sit on your lap and there's like, they grow out of that. So, or, even getting them ready for school, doing her hair. Like, I miss all like the little intimate things that might not mean much then, but like looking back, it's like, wow, that was really big. And trying to realize that some people miss them. And I couldn't imagine ever. Like my favorite one in here, if I forgot, I might need my cheaters. No,
I can borrow mine. These are only 1.75.
Like, only so many trips to the playground, only so many birthday candles, only so many art projects. There's only so many snow days. I'm trying to find where they look for you in the crowd, dance recitals.
Yeah.
Only so many questions you'll be there first to hear. They run to you, not Google, not a friend, you, because they think you know everything. And maybe you don't. But what matters is they still think you do. I don't know what that one is. It's funny because I went through, like, I sent you the first incarnation via email, but I think I changed a couple things. Like, I deleted some stuff and I added, but this one is like no truer today than it was when she was younger. It's only so many times they laugh at your dad jokes. You're not funny, but to them you are. For now, one day the jokes get eye rolls. So tell them why they're still laughing. And this book is dedicated to my daughter, by the way, too. And then I finish it with only so many times. That's the truth. Only so many mornings, only so many rides, only so many tiny shoes, soft giggles, and sleepy I love yous. One day you won't know it's the last time. So treat every time like it might be, because it might be. I got through it without crying.
You did, I know. I was just thinking, we're going to have to show this to your almost wife so she can see you did it.
I did it.
I did.
Well, I had the manuscript. I printed out, or she ended up printing out the manuscript at work for me one day. And we're in bed, and I could only get to 40.
Yeah.
And I just kept, and she's like, "Are you going to be all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's just like, that's my heart on the page there.
Yeah.
And then when I did get the first proof copy, I'm literally on the couch reading, and she's filming me. Come on, you can do it. Can't do it.
What do you, or how do you deal with the vulnerability of putting work like this out there?
I the first one was the worst.
Yeah.
100% one of the worst. Like, basically, I contributed to running out in the middle of a football field naked, and everybody sees you. Mm-hmm. And how much more vulnerable could you be? I mean, you're looking around and there's a couple thousand people laughing, pointing, or whatever, crying maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I went through so many emotions that the night before. Like, I think I was a prick to pretty much everybody, and I didn't understand how I was going to react if it didn't go well, and then it went so well, and then I'm like, again, that whole imposter syndrome comes in. But With this one, I think the more I do them, the more I don't really give a shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's no vulnerability. This is me. If you don't like it, you don't have to read it.
Do you think that's an age thing, or
Yeah, I think 100%.
just because you're older and wiser and calmer?
Yeah.
Our testosterone levels aren't what they used to be.
It's in the 300s.
The 300s, man. You got to get some TRT ground.
Yeah, I go back on it.
I mean, that's just a huge thing for all authors, but interesting that you say it's because you're older, not necessarily because of getting reps in of having 5 of them out there.
Yeah, in life in general, there's some things that even 2 years ago that I probably would have lost my mind and flipped out over, and now I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care enough. Like, I'm trying to think of a good. I don't care enough to worry about what other people think anymore. Before, it was like, again, the first couple books were like very scary, and I wondered what people were going to think. And then it's like, why am I concentrating on the people that are this small fraction that are going to go, oh, I wrote a fucking book, who cares?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, I'm doing what I like. I'll go back.
You're putting it out there, man.
I'm putting it out there.
It's the man in the arena, right?
And I'm realizing, and I did a TikTok.
You're on TikTok?
Yes, I have 59,000 followers.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Jay Ingleston. I think it's Jay Ingleston. Yeah. I put up the book. I do inspirational stuff and like some funny stuff.
That's like influencer.
I'm
territory.
an influencer. Yeah, I get a lot of free cool shit sent to me.
Yeah.
Like out of the blue the other day, I opened this package and it's from this company that makes like the folate stuff.
Okay.
They sent me one of them, and then there's this big jug. I forgot the name of the company. Sorry. They sent
You're missing an opportunity here, whoever your name is.
the shirt is a True Classic shirt. True Classic has hooked me up with free stuff a couple times now. So I did a commercial for them.
We'll have to make sure we mention True Classic in the.
My head shaver was free. I did a commercial for them. But this company, I think it's Truvina, something like that, sends me this huge jug, and I'm like, what the hell is that? It was probiotics, where it could just mix it with stuff. And then I get these collabs all the time. And you can tell.
I love that we keep looking at the cameras.
And you can tell that these companies
the
they just send out to the bigger influencers, and they don't look at the content, because I get a lot of women's hair care products.
Oh, nice.
And cosmetics.
There's probably an AI chatbot that is just coming up.
It's got to be, because yesterday it was eyeliner. I'm like, I'm not doing the eyeliner thing, but I get a lot of.
I mean, you got those blue eyes that'll really make them pop, Jay.
Women's sportswear. I get that stuff, like sports bra. I'm like, Jesus.
It's a new world.
So it's funny, because when I initially got on TikTok, I had no inclinations, and I did this one, and it went viral, and it's got almost a million views now. Nice. Like my total footprint on TikTok, I've got well over 2 million views on all of the stuff. And the way the algorithm works right now is like, I'll look at it and one will get 5,000 views, and then one will get 400 and that type of stuff. But I've been maintaining up. At one point I was like 63,000, but a lot of them were chat. Must have been bots that they
fake accounts.
Yeah, I got a thing in my messages saying they're going to kill a lot of these bots, and I ended up down to 60, and now I'm hovering around 59,500, 600, whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
actually just did my verification for the blue check 2 days ago. I'm waiting for the reply
on
TikTok.
Oh, they have a blue check on TikTok too?
Yep.
We have a farm account on TikTok for Chapter House Farm, for the farm here. I don't know if I have any followers. I think I've put one reel up. I've looked at it once. I'm just not a TikToker.
I'll follow you.
Will you follow me?
Yeah.
Do some shout outs to your audience
absolutely.
So I can get some people.
I'll help you. Yeah, I've helped quite a few people on there.
I'm gonna start posting more pig content, because we just got some piglets out there.
I tried to get Sage to come with me. She's like, I don't want to. I'm like, you've got animals.
We got right now all we have is pigs and chickens and a couple of ducks out there.
Yeah, she had chickens, but something killed them a couple years ago.
Yeah. Mine are actually shut up in the coop right now, because we've been losing a chicken a week to the foxes. Oh, really? And I got tired of that.
Last time I was here, you had turkeys.
We did, yeah.
And then
we won't talk about those turkeys. Were funny though. They would follow me around the farm like dogs everywhere. My wife's got videos of me just walking around, 6 turkeys following me around.
Yeah.
They were funny. Or
Yeah.
like one day I open up the front door, and we don't even use the front door. Open up the front door, all 6 of them are sitting there looking. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're pooping all over the step and stuff.
They were bright white ones, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, they were. Yeah. Those are, what were they called? Oh, shit. I can't remember what kind of turkey it was. It's like a white breasted turkey. They were called delicious for sure. But yeah, no, we just got, we've got our old sow out there, Penelope. She's like 8 years old. She's just old and old and grumpy. All she does is she sleeps all day. And then when I go twice a day, I go out to feed her. She gets up, walks out to the food dish, eats, and then walks back. And then, but we've got 5 piglets out there right now. I got to pick up some more this weekend and, or next weekend, I think. But yeah, like the winter pigs, you raise them over the winter.
Yep.
Sell them to market in the spring. And
You had the little black one last time I was here.
Zach died.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of tragic, actually. He was a really cool pig.
Yeah, he was.
He was just a pet pig. He would run around. He was like a dog.
Yeah.
He literally falls all around. He was freaking hilarious. Yeah, unfortunately, Zach died.
Well, that sucks.
That's part of farming.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's the hardest part of
I can
farming.
imagine.
It's been the hardest thing for me is losing animals. Like, you do everything you can for them. And at the end of the day, sometimes it's a parasite. Sometimes it's a predator. Like, I feel guilty. Even when a fox takes a chicken, I feel bad. Like,
I would
it's
too.
rough. But what are you going to do?
Right.
So anyway, back to TikTok. And your 59,000 followers is amazing.
59,000.
I guess I should be on TikTok. I don't know. I actually been spending too much time on social media recently.
I've been trying to cut it down a little bit, but it doesn't work.
These flies are outrageous. I'm so sorry.
I was doing a lot of like face-to-face videos, and then I put that thing in my basement. I was doing a little bit, but I usually like throw up some of my quotes from the books with a nice picture in the bind, throw them up like that and stuff. I put one up when Sage was, I think, like 2.5 years old, almost 3, looking for a mouse. That actually got quite a few views.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm like, where's that mouse? What are you looking for? Where is that mouse, Daddy? I go, what are you gonna do when you find it? Deadpan to the camera and says, punch it in the nuts. I'm like, what? She goes, punch it down to the floor. It's hilarious.
Kids are cute, man.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Now she would punch people in the nuts.
Yeah, now she's a grown woman, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
Yep.
But to your point, and of the book, right? Like,
Yeah.
it goes quick. Life is fleeting. Time with your kids is fleeting.
We're doing the getting her hours in for a road test. She's got to take her 5-hour course. She's going to junior year. Going to BOCES.
Nice.
For auto mechanic right now.
Good for her.
She might switch it up, she said today. So we'll see.
Stay in the trades.
Yep.
That is where it's at.
She bought steel-toed boots this weekend.
Awesome.
Yep. She's gearing up for wrestling season already. She's a little more than what she wanted to weigh, so she's been dieting. She lost like 6 pounds in less than a week.
Sucking weight.
Like, I can't eat that. I'm like, okay. And then call me while I'm in bed at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Can I go get ice cream? No. It's 10 o'clock. One. Not getting ice cream.
Now, is she in the Queensberry female wrestling?
Whitehall.
Oh, it's Whitehall.
Whitehall.
Okay.
Yeah. Queensberry doesn't have women in it.
Well, I thought
unless they just started.
no, my buddy Braden that I used to do jiu-jitsu with, his kids are both into wrestling. His daughter, I remember our kids when they were little, like 4 or 5 years old, were doing jiu-jitsu together. And she was a beast. But I think she wrestles. I know his son Zach's still wrestling and is pretty good. But God, I want to say it was like they were doing something at the mall, maybe.
Yeah, they have the 518 grapplers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told Sage she should drop in one day because I went up there with King Mo probably 6 months ago. He just showed up. He was doing a wrestling event in the food court and disappeared. I'm like, where the hell are you? He's like, I'm down in the basement. I'm like, the mall don't have a basement. So I just happened to walk and I look in and he's in there teaching class. He just popped in and
Just
started
walked
teaching.
in and started teaching class.
So I was telling one of the owners that my daughter wrestled, and she's like, "Yeah, tell her to stop in," and gave me how much it was going to be. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you should. She's like, I know, but we'll see.
My daughter talked about wrestling for a little bit, but then she changed her mind. She was doing jiu-jitsu for a while. She was talking about doing wrestling, but she was talking about doing it at the school.
Yeah.
And I think the whole boy thing was just too much for her, which is why it's amazing that they have women so that they can just have girls wrestling with girls.
It's weird from last year's like girls in the tournaments. Mm-hmm. It was a lot, but this past season, holy shit! Going to the tournaments, it was like doubled the girls that were there. I mean, they have enough girls to do sectional champions, and Sage qualified for sectionals.
Awesome.
Went to the qualifiers, finished 7th, but she doesn't understand that's a huge deal for somebody who's only been wrestling 2 years.
Yeah.
And like, where do we go from like this year and all that type of stuff? So we'll see, but she likes it.
It's amazing. I love seeing that a lot of the, like Alliance has got a great women's program over there now for jiu-jitsu. And I'm sure some of the other schools do too, where it's just, I think it's very helpful.
Oh, for sure.
I know my daughter, she was going to school and she was going to C-Course, and then schedule-wise and location-wise was just hard for us. So we took a little time off, and then she was going to Alliance. And the very first class at Alliance, we go in, and it's me, her, and a bunch of dudes. Okay. And she's like a 2-stripe white belt, right? So she had to go into the beginner side. They bring her into the room. This is when they're still at Nadakana. And she came back from that. She was so pissed at me. She's like, Dad, I had to roll with like this 30-year-old man. Like, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm like, unfortunately, at that time, there was no girls only program. I'm like, it's just part of it. And I said, and to be fair, honey, like, it's kind of a lesson on life. If you do things that are uncomfortable and hard on you now, you're going to be a monster later on.
Yep.
So when you start tapping out 30-year-old men when you're 15, like, she got over it. She really got into it and really liked it for a bit, but then school just got too busy for her. But
yeah, it's going to be interesting this year. She's going for a job interview tonight, or talk to somebody about a job tonight. She worked at the KOA campground over in Castleton during the summer. She put her name in at the lodge, Great Escape Lodge, and then she's got to talk to Downtown City Tavern about a hostess job tonight.
Oh my God, I love their wings.
So do I.
They I don't know, the wood-fired wings are just so amazing. They're different.
They fall off the bone.
Yeah, they're so good. And what is that? That wasabi freaking whatever sauce?
Yep.
I don't know what the hell it's in it. Like, there's a balsamic blue, which is really good. Yep. And then there's some wasabi something or other.
Is it wasabi Korean barbecue?
I don't know what it is, but man, it is good. Shout out to DTCT over there. So I know we're getting close on time here. If people want to find you, they want to find your book.
Amazon.com, Jason Ingleston. There'll be 5 books on there. My third book that I wrote is on barnesandnoble.com, which is basically just dead in the water. Hasn't really sold anything. This actually debuted. It's still on the top 50 as of yesterday.
Nice.
Of new releases for the fatherhood category on ebook and paperback. Highest it got on the paperback was 4th. So,
wow.
And debuted really good, and to hang in there, which is good because the first one debuted like top, in the top 100 books, which is huge. Like I was
coming right out of the gate, yeah.
So when this one debuted like it was, as long as I can keep that momentum, because again, Amazon sees you performing, they kick your book out more, and Barnes and Noble don't do that. So to debut like that and to see like some of my analytics for royalties and know, like I know who bought the book, and now I'm seeing like, oh, somebody else, and it's starting to pick up, especially with the Kindle. A lot of people, because the Kindle price point is only $5, but you have Kindle that I forgot the name of it. It's free with your Kindle subscription. So
gotcha.
It's enrolled in that, and then I enrolled this in the. It's like a prize thing.
Do you still get paid if it's on the free for Kindle? Like, does Amazon still pay you for that?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, the royalty for the Kindle is a lot better than the paperback.
Well, there's no cost to the Kindle for those guys.
You're 80-20. This is 70-30, but I do the.
Is that where they're at right now? Is 70-30?
Yeah, this is 70-30, but I do the 60-40 split because I
Right.
put it out in the mass market. Different,
Yeah.
like this is available on, I forgot the name of it, like books.com or something like that. Or I can go overseas to a Japanese site and my books in like Japanese. Like I thought that was cool. My biggest thing is, this is my number one goal of being a writer is I submitted my second book to a huge publishing company. I'm still waiting on the return on that, but it's one that is very, very proficient in the Target stores and Walmart. So I'm hoping that something can come of that because that's my biggest dream of being a writer is to walk into a store.
That'd be cool. See your book on the shelf.
And then I could probably retire from writing. But no, I'll never stop writing. Like writing this, like there was no like headache during it. Like writing the other ones, but there was times I just want to like curl up on the ball and go, all right, I don't want to do this no more. But with this one, and then I wrote like back to back. Once this was finished, and I told people, like I told my fiance and Sage, I'm like, I got a book. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I wrote a book. She's like, you did? So I told them, but I go, yeah, but I'm writing this one too. It's a fiction book. It's called Echoes in the Walls. And it's about a father and a daughter, and he loses his wife to an accident, and they move into this house, and the house is basically talking to them, and go from there.
Go from there. All right, we'll have to read it.
Yeah, it's a really easy read. It's not like a novel type thing, but again, I think it's like 200 pages. So,
well, I love what you're doing, man. There's so many people out there that want to write a book and don't do it, or start to write a book and keep putting it off. And
it's very fulfilling. Like this, I think I'm coming out of that whole imposter syndrome thing where I'm actually
starting to feel like an actual author.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to get like goosebumps and things, or being this. I think this one being so emotional writing it.
Yeah,
I think just said, you know what, like you're. Oh, see, now I'm going to get emotional. No, you're a dad, and you're doing everything. Like I'm doing everything I ever wanted to do. Like, and I've said this before. I wanted to be an MMA fighter, and I did. I wanted to be a coach and open a gym, and I did. I wanted to be a promoter, and I did. And I wanted to be an author, and I always want to be a dad. And I want to play guitar and sing, and I do that. So,
are you a good singer?
Yeah, I actually. I can tell everybody right now I should have a song on Spotify within the next couple weeks.
Nice.
So
amazing, these platforms.
Yeah.
Because again, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to do it unless someone picked you up.
Yeah.
Right? It's wild.
Yeah. I actually recorded it in my basement.
You could be like the next Oliver Anthony.
I can't really move my right arm too much, and I can't play very long because of my shoulder. But it's actually the song I call is Something in the Echo.
Nice.
And everybody I seem to be playing for loves it.
Likes it.
I record it in video, and then I transcribed everything over to audio and, edit it a little bit with here and there, and they come out good.
You're a real Renaissance man.
So I hear. I went to a party yesterday, and my buddy had my book, and he showed this guy, and the guy's like, I always wanted to write a book.
Right?
And I got these ideas, and it's going to be science fiction, and I'm like, just do it. He's like, I'm 50 years old. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Who cares? 50's the new 30, and I really believe that.
I do too, man.
Like when we were young, and we would look at 50-year-olds, and they
were
looked
old.
Like they were old. I will never forget.
That's because we're Gen Xers, dude.
Yes, we're built different.
We are built different.
I remember being 18 years old. It was right before I graduated, and this is a core memory. And I remember stupid shit. I remember thinking, wow, when I'm 30, that's old. Like
30.
that, I'm going to be 30 in like 12 years. Holy shit.
Wild.
But now I'm 48 years old. I don't feel 48. And I don't know if you feel the same way. Do you ever think about how old you are?
No.
Because I think a lot of people that really fixate on holy shit, like I'm almost 50 or that type of stuff, I think it plays with your mind where, okay, I'm going to feel the way you know what I mean? My grandfather never thought about age. And I think that's why him and his brothers lived to be so old, because he was 88 years old, still chasing women.
Yeah.
And living like he was 17, 18 years old. I mean, most 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, you think, all right, they're either in a nursing home or they're not doing too great. Him and his buddies are going to Walmart and buying magic bullets and going to McDonald's and picking on each other. Like I had that. I brought him to quite a few like doctor's appointments and stuff. And I brought him he went and wanted to see his sister was in somebody he knew was in the nursing home or up in Thai. And we went over to where he hung out with all his buddies at the Thai McDonald's. And to hear that they don't bust their balls just like we would at our age doesn't change, which is good.
Yeah, I joke around all the time about being old. But like, I certainly don't let being 48 define any of the things that I do on a daily basis. Right. I don't I hear people talk that way. I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, well, I'm almost this age. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Who cares?
Yeah. Go out and run a fucking marathon. Like, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. The shit I'm seeing you doing, I got to start doing that too.
I'll tell you physically.
With my shoulder, I'm very limited on stuff, but I can still kick over people's head and I can still do a split. So,
I just, I don't know, from like the physical standpoint of aging, I'm going to fight it tooth and nail. I'm going to try to be as physically fit as I can for as long as I can. And it's funny because I go to the doctors and get that checkup and stuff. And they say, well, you got to start slowing down. And I'm like, no,
Why?
I'm not. I'm like, I just don't subscribe to that. I'm sorry. Like I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I look at it this way. My upper body with my shoulder and my arm stuff falling apart a little bit, but I'm going to gauge it. Like I just said, if I can still kick over people's heads or I can still do a semi roundhouse or, any of them type of kicks, then I don't feel young or I don't feel old.
Yeah,
I still feel like I did when I started learning that stuff before. But you see people put the governor on themselves. Well, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's
tear a muscle. Well, if you think you're going to tear a muscle,
that's well said. The governor. Yeah. I refuse to have that.
Exactly. And that's.
I know someone's probably listening to this and going like, all right, there, Peter Pan, like whatever. I think it's too easy to be like, oh, I'm just getting too old for that and stop doing things. And then you're just dying at that point. So,
and I'm sure we've both come across people that are our age that look like they're twice our age and still don't get it. Like you're as young as you feel. And there's days I do feel like I'm 90. But there's days where I wake up and go, I think I'm in like a better space of like being able to still like, move like I did when I was in my 20s, which I don't really remember too much about my 20s. So.
Maybe that's what it is. Jay, thanks for coming on board, man. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure. Thanks for coming out to the farm.
Always.
Check out the book on Amazon. And buy like 10 copies, everybody. And then
follow me on TikTok.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do I be subscriber 60,000 here on TikTok? Find them on TikTok, guys.
Yeah, find me on TikTok. I'm really not proficient on the whole Instagram thing. I know quite a few people that are like Instagram aficionados. But TikTok.
TikTok it is.
Yeah. Sorry, Sage. I'm on TikTok.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Of course, you can find us at buyinglocal.us. We publish our podcast to Spotify, Rumble, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review. If it's not going to be 5 stars, feel free to not leave a review. And you'll hear from us next week, everybody. Thanks.